Hello there, welcome back to my channel, and this time it's going to be a little bit different. Um, as I've said before in my videos, I watch any video that's got kind of brick investing and that kind of thing in the title or whatever, so I watch all different channels. A lot of them are from America because obviously there's not many in the UK that do it, have got channels. I mean, I watch Ian and I watch Clayton and things like that in this channel, in this country, but a lot of them are in America. Now, I was watching one the other day and I looked in the comments and things like that, and it reminded me of a video that I did right back at the beginning of my channel. Probably people haven't seen, but I get quite a lot of new people watching my channel, so I wanted to try and give them the information again in case they missed it. But it also brought it up with me watching this video. So I was watching Brickeconomy, and he always says, you know, he's got his Lego behind him and that kind of thing, and he always says, oh, I'm going to buy this set, but I'm not going to buy it unless I can get it at 50% off, or I'm not going to buy it unless I can get 45% off, or I'll be buying that at 45% off, or this, that and the other. Anyway, in the comments, people were kind of slating him and going, oh yeah, how are you going to get 45% off, or how are you going to do it at that price, or whatever it was like that. And he got quite a lot of grief. So it kind of reminded me about what, like I say, I explained right at the beginning of my videos. So I'm going to try and explain it again. So basically what people do is when they buy a set, so if you imagine a set comes out on, you know, like say Star Wars 4th of May, a set comes out and for mathematical purposes it's £100. So you buy it on day one. So you buy one set at £100, it's going to cost you £100. But then later on, obviously the set's been out a couple of months and stores are trying to get rid of things and stuff like that, and they knock 20% off. Or you use, say, cashback websites, you use points on your credit card, you buy gift cards, you do whatever it is for you to be able to wangle 20% off. So say for instance you buy two sets at 20% off, so that's cost you £80 each, so that's £160. So now you've got three sets that's cost you £360. And then later on, a bit later on, the stores are still trying to get rid of stuff, or there's bargains online, there's a Black Friday deal, or there's whatever it is, and there's 30% off. So you buy three sets at 30% off and they cost you £70 each, so that's another £210. So then as time goes by, you know, sets are going down and down, so now in the stores or online and that kind of thing, using your points, using your credit cards, using all different methods to get as cheaply as possible, you manage to get 40% off. So you buy five at 40% off, that's £60 each, so that's £300 that you still spent. And then let's say later on again, you keep getting your sets, and this time the price has gone down to 50% off. You know, you find clearance ones in Walmart, you find Argos has got offers, you get emails from Argos saying you can get £6 off if you spend this, or whatever it is. You know, you try and wangle so that you get 50% off. So these ones cost you, you get five at £50 each, and that's another £250. So then later on you manage to get ones where it's about to retire and the store's getting rid of all their stuff that they've got left, and you manage to get hold of 10 sets at 70% off. So they only cost you £30 for a £100 set. And like I say, using all the different methods of getting money off, cashback sites, vouchers, gift cards, cashback, you know, whatever means you can try and get as much money off as you can, and that means that the sets only cost you £30. So that's another £300. So basically when you're finished, you've got 26 sets that should have cost you £2,600 actually cost you £1,320. And then what they do basically is they add up how many sets they've got, how much it cost them, divide them by how much they've got, and then they work out how much that set actually cost. So if you were using my maths here, you would roughly get 49% off. So that would mean that you bought the sets at 51%, or like I say, you get 49% off. Because people don't put it on their shelves and kind of go, right, that one I paid £100 for, that one I paid £80 for, that one I paid £70 for, and that one I paid 60. They just add it all up, divide it by how many sets they've got, and then that's how much they paid. And then they go on their video and go, oh, I got these at 49% off. And then obviously the new people come along and go, you know, I can't go to the shop and get sets at 49% off, because you would struggle to do it, especially a new set. So that's basically explaining how people on videos are going along and saying, oh, I got these at 45% off. They didn't. They got one set, two set, three sets, or obviously the bigger ones that have got more money, they go along and get 30% off or whatever it is like that. I mean, I know some of the videos that I watch, they've got arrangements with, say, like Barnes and Noble, or they've got a friend, or, you know, and they get it by the pallet. And when they get it by the pallet, they're getting ridiculous amounts off, you know. So it is possible, but obviously for the everyday person that goes shopping, they can't just go into Walmart and say, I want 70% off that, because it's not going to happen. Okay, so using that information in mind, I'm going to mention another guy on a channel. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the channel, and for purposes I've kind of changed some of the figures on that so that it doesn't stand out what channel it is, but the information is still the same. I've just changed the amounts and things like that. So yeah, so I was watching another channel, and I'm not picking on anybody, but it was another American. But yeah, so basically there was a new set coming out, and he thought the set was going to be amazing. So he bought 15 sets on day one from Lego.com. Now, he bought them on the website, so obviously he got the insider points, so he saved a bit of money there, and he got the GWPs, got a couple of GWPs, which he managed to get $50 for. So the original, he got 15 sets at $25 each, which would have cost him $375. But then taking off the $50 that he got for his GWPs, and he'll keep the insider points for next time he uses something. So anyway, basically when the actual set came out, it was struggling, and stores and things like that were already reducing it. But basically he thought that they were wrong. He thought it was a brilliant set, and he decided that in the stores and that kind of thing, they were knocking it down to 20% off. So he thought he'd get another 15 sets. So he bought another 15 sets. So that's 20% off, which meant it cost him another £300. So in total now he's got 30 sets, and it's cost him $620. So he's got 15 with 20% off. Then the set basically tanked even more, and it wasn't doing very well at all. So it went down again. The sets have gone down to $12. So basically he's, you know, and then he's realized that he's made a mistake. He's bought 30 sets of a set that's not doing very well. So he thought it was a good idea to buy another 15 sets at $12, but he's only done it purely because he then reduces the amount of what he's paid for the others. Like I just explained then in the video, he's then going to offset the $12, or should I say the $25, with the ones that he bought at $12, and then even it out across the board, so that then the sets cost him less. So basically now he's spent $800. He's got 45 sets, but he's brought the value down to $18 that he paid per set, using that method that I just explained. But now he's stuck with 45 sets that he's going to have to sell at least, you know, $25 each to make a profit, where the stores are off, you know, getting rid of them at $12. So it's kind of like, basically the moral of the story is, well, don't buy so many straight off on day one until you kind of figure out what the set is going to be like or whatever like that. But also, you know, you can have this method in mind where you're offsetting the value of the ones that you get, but it could be a mistake to buy more sets. It's like you're throwing good money after bad, because now, like I say, he's got $800 in sets that he's going to struggle to get rid of, especially when you're making sales. You've got 45 of them to shift. You know, you might be able to sell one or two at $25 if you can find the odd person that's daft enough. But if it's a set that's they're struggling in stores to sell it for 12, then it's just something to keep in mind. So, like I say, I don't normally do this sort of thing on the videos, but I just wanted to kind of give you a bit of information to kind of go, you know, just be careful, and so that you know what happens if you do that kind of thing. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.